this episode of Off the Script, number 155, part number 3, for your Sunday, February 5th, 2017. I got news on the return of Finn Balor. What is the very latest as it concerns the Demon King? And when is WWE looking at a potential return for Finn Balor to Monday Night Raw? Also, major rumors going around from people in the wrestling community stirring this up that Triple H and Batista could also be an idea that WWE can run with at WrestleMania 33. How likely is that? And is WWE reaching out to Dave Batista for Orlando? News on that as well. Also, WWE downplaying John Cena's historic title win for one very specific reason. We will go over all that as well right here on Off the Script. Also, Rey Mysterio seemingly making a WWE return. Could he be at WrestleMania 33? Also, the real reason why Randy Orton won the Royal Rumble, Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg at WrestleMania, is getting very special treatment from Vince McMahon. How special is it? We're going to find out. And finally, Samoa Joe. Rumors of him moving to Smackdown have been thrown around for a huge feud on the blue brand for WrestleMania 33. All this, plus so much more, right here on Off the Script.
JD from New York, 206. It's time for Off the Script. Big Show and Ryback, Strowman and Roman. Get off my fucking TV and save me the misery. And all you fucking goons, just grab a cold beer. The man of the hour is finally here. JD from New York, 206. It's time for Off the Script. JD from New York, 206. It's time for Off the Script.
What is going on, guys? JD from New York here. Thank you so much for tuning into the channel again today. Super Bowl Sunday, February 5th, 2017. Got a ton of stuff to go over today, guys. Batista, John Cena, Goldberg, Lesnar, Rey Mysterio. Ton of fucking stories to get right into, and we are going to do exactly that, get right into it. Before that, I want to make sure you guys know that Audible is sponsoring the podcast today and every single weekend going forward. Thank you to everybody that signed up with Audible and my Audible link, audibletrial.com/offthescript. They're going to give you and everybody listening to Off the Script today 30 days to try the service for free. Now that includes one free audio book. You guys want any wrestling book that's out there? You got it. You guys want fiction, drama, sci-fi? You got it. Over 180,000 different titles to choose from. And you're going to get one free audiobook today by signing up to try the service for free. audibletrial.com/offthescript. And if you guys are on Twitter, tweet me that you signed up. Show me a picture of what audiobook that you guys got for free. And I'll automatically retweet you guys on Twitter at JD from NY206. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm loving the growth all week. If we were like this already each and every week prior to this, we would have been near 100,000 subs, man. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. So thank you to everybody that has subscribed and, you know, felt that I was worthy enough of a subscribe. All you new guys out there. So thank you very much. Also, the Super Bowl, if I am to choose one winner tonight in the overly scripted game that is Super Bowl, I am going with the New England Patriots. And why am I going with the Patriots? Number one, I really don't care. Number two, I honestly think, in some weird conspiracy type of way, that John Cena winning the WWE Championship from AJ Styles is going to correlate into the outcome of this matchup between the Falcons and the Patriots for some odd reason. I don't know. I don't know. So I think I'm going with the Patriots just because John Cena won the WWE Championship. New England, Massachusetts. It's all one big happy family. I'm going with that. Other than that, I really don't care. I don't know where I'm going to be. I might take a drive an hour north of here to go see my friend Peter. But whatever you guys are doing, hopefully you do it with responsibility. Don't drink and drive. Enjoy yourselves. Have a few buffalo wings and potato skins and whatever else you fucking guys are going to be eating during the Super Bowl. Enjoy yourselves, but just do it in a responsible manner. All right, so enjoy yourselves today, whatever you guys are doing for the big game. Let's get right into the news, guys. No hesitation here. We got a ton of stuff to go over. We're going to start off with this Finn Balor story, update on Finn Balor's injury and return to Monday Night Raw. Finn Balor has been injured since SummerSlam, where he tore his labrum in his match against Seth Rollins for the Universal Championship. The initial hope for his return was at the 2017 Royal Rumble. That was a best-case scenario. The worst-case scenario was that it would force him to miss WrestleMania 33. There were reports that a few days prior to the Royal Rumble, Balor was undergoing tests with WWE doctors to see if he was cleared to the ring or cleared to return to the ring. The initial hope was that he would be a surprise entrant in the Royal Rumble match. As we all know, clearly that did not happen. So what's the word going around with Finn Balor, and when will we see him back on WWE TV? According to rumors right now, Balor is close to returning. Early reports are saying that he should be back sometime in early March. Fastlane is on March 5th, so that could be a potential return date for Finn Balor. That would leave the WWE a month to build a storyline for him for WrestleMania 33. Some fans have feared that Balor will be held off until the Raw after WrestleMania 33. With the list of rumored matches that have leaked for WrestleMania 33, there doesn't look to be that much space on the card right now for Finn Balor. While it is unclear who Balor will be involved with upon his return, it sounds like he will be used at the event. So that is the latest on Finn Balor. I've thrown ideas out there that Balor can really interject himself in this Seth Rollins situation. He could be the one to come to Rollins' rescue here and kind of fight for the honor of Seth Rollins because he himself wants Rollins for what he did to him. Nobody's going to injure Rollins except for Balor because, you know, what happened at SummerSlam, Rollins injured Balor and Rollins took the Universal Championship title reign away from Finn Balor. And being that he and Samoa Joe have a deep history in NXT, I think that would play perfectly. You know, Balor came up to the main roster. You didn't have to deal with Joe anymore. Joe's reign of terror was, you know, reigning down in NXT with his title run. And now that Joe is on the main roster and the same brand as Balor, they could revisit that very easily. Very, very easily. Other than that, I would like to see Finn Balor versus The Undertaker. I wish they would scrap this Roman Reigns bullshit because nobody wants to see that match. Especially the 6% that voted for him on a WWE.com poll on Saturday afternoon. WWE.com asked, who would you rather The Undertaker face at WrestleMania? And they listed AJ Styles, John Cena, Roman Reigns, Bill Goldberg, Brock Lesnar. Overwhelmingly, John Cena was the number one choice from everybody. And this is a casual WWE.com poll. Who the fuck goes to WWE.com for news? Nobody. Unless you're a fucking 8-year-old buffoon or some fucking fangirl who just looks at your Roman Reigns posters every night on the fucking wall, hoping that he one day becomes your boyfriend. Seriously, who goes to WWE.com for anything? Unless you're buying something on the shop or you're looking up, subscription services for the network. Nobody. There's nothing on there. There's nothing on there. Nobody uses that as a platform for anything. So, John Cena overwhelmingly was voted, and Roman Reigns got a full 6%. Even the casuals don't even want this match. But good job, WWE, on giving the fans what they want at WrestleMania 33. What I want is Finn Balor to fight The Undertaker. I think that would be great. If you want a passing of the fucking torch, I think that would be a great way. The Dead Man versus the Demon King. I think that's great. The entrances alone are WrestleMania worthy. Passing of the torch. What are you passing to Roman Reigns? The only thing Roman Reigns is passing to us is bleach. Because every time he comes out, I want to fucking take a few shots and end my evening. There's no fucking torch. Somebody told me, and this was a beautiful fucking tweet or a comment that you guys left on one of my videos this weekend. What torch is there? There is no torch for The Undertaker to pass to Roman Reigns. You know? At least if there is a torch with The Undertaker, that was passed to Brock Lesnar already. There's no more torch for The Undertaker to pass. So what are you passing to Roman Reigns? You're passing a fucking venereal disease to the fans at WrestleMania with this fucking match. That's the only thing you're passing around. You're passing herpes around. Everybody in Orlando at Camping World Stadium is going to be infected on April 2nd. That's what you're going to get with this match, you know? Or at least, if you're going to pass something to anybody, have it be somebody with some talent. Have it be somebody that the fans actually appreciate and want to see in that spot. Because all you're getting at WrestleMania is not a passing of the torch, but you're ending a career of somebody who is still not even in his prime yet. And unofficially, you are giving us a buried alive match at WrestleMania. Because Roman Reigns' career will be buried alive, and there's not going to be any fucking hand coming through the grave. There's not going to be any signs of the afterlife here. Dead. Buried. Gone. So I don't know what WWE is thinking, but if people on their own fucking website that visit the website give Roman Reigns a full 6% here, clearly it's not the right direction, and hopefully that rings true. But knowing them, they probably took the fucking poll down because Roman Reigns wasn't the number one choice. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. Just like how Ty Dillinger was supposedly punished, right, at the Royal Rumble because he got a bigger pop than Roman Reigns. That's not the reason that they gave, but I'm pretty sure that's the reason why Ty Dillinger was being punished from the WWE and Vince McMahon, right? Oh, the guy's doing all the work he can. He's given the platform to get over. That's what they want him to do. The guy gets over with something so simple as a fucking number 10, but he's more popular than Roman Reigns. Fuck him. Fuck him. The perfect 10, Ty Dillinger. And he's like the fucking Pillsbury Doughboy Kevin Dunn, you know? You ever see the fucking commercial with the Pillsbury Doughboy? And he's, you know, the fucking idiot's roaming around on the countertop, right? And he's looking at the mom bake muffins or fucking croissants, you know? And then afterwards, they get pulled out of the oven and they're fucking hot and they're steaming and they're fresh and delicious looking. And he's standing there, right, with his hands on his hips, and then the mom pokes him in the stomach. You know, that's Kevin Dunn, you know? When Roman Reigns is shown on television, it's like Vince McMahon is fucking tickling his balls a little bit. It's Roman Reigns and Kevin Dunn and that whole fucking bullshit situation there. Anyway, let me move on here. What am I talking about Kevin Dunn for? Jesus Christ. Anyway, let's move on. Finn Balor. March 5th is Fastlane. I could see him getting involved if they wanted to, you know. That's more than enough time. You got a month. 4 weeks is all you need. I would like to see Balor at WrestleMania. I think he's worked hard enough to get back to WrestleMania. I think he deserves a shot at WrestleMania. I mean, if the guy's healthy, why would you not include him on the card? You want to make WrestleMania better than Wrestle Kingdom 11, right? How can you do that without a Finn Balor? I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. And then WWE will just come back and say, you'll listen to reports after WrestleMania has aired and has passed. Oh, WWE didn't have any plans for Finn Balor. Bullshit. How don't you have plans for Finn Balor? Balor is one of the easiest guys to book a fucking storyline for. You got multiple storylines that you could put him in at WrestleMania. It's the fact that WWE doesn't have something for him. It's the fact that WWE doesn't want to try. So that's the only situation there. But Balor at WrestleMania needs to be. That's my honest opinion on that. Batista making a WWE return for one more match with Triple H. These rumors started to heat up with members of the internet wrestling community and people on Twitter. People mentioning Batista would be a great candidate, a great plan B, more so than Shane McMahon for Triple H at WrestleMania 33. Now, we all know Seth Rollins' injury has created many problems. With that one injury, it vastly changes the entire card. But it may have also opened up a door of opportunity for someone like Dave Batista to return for that one more match that he did go on record saying if he wanted one more match, it would be against Triple H at WrestleMania, and that would be his retirement match. He is on record saying those words. Excuse me. Seth Rollins versus Triple H was written in stone for WrestleMania 33, but the business is full of injuries, ruining big matches. Can't help it. It's nature of the beast. However, that always creates the opportunity for something else to take place, which is what WWE officials need to figure out, and fast. Apparently, Triple H is adamant about wrestling in Orlando this year, even if Seth Rollins is unavailable. The latest rumor is claiming that a match with Shane McMahon is a strong possibility. Samoa Joe has also been reported as another possible opponent for the game. I mentioned Sami Zayn. There are ideas out there. It's up to WWE to execute them. And will they give us the right plan? Probably not. But everybody collectively is a family here. We're giving them our ideas. And it's up to WWE to give us the best possible plan B for WrestleMania 33. As of this writing, Seth Rollins being able to wrestle in Orlando is a long shot. So WWE officials will need to think outside the box for Triple H. In a nutshell, WWE has three choices if Triple H must wrestle at WrestleMania in a few months. Must he wrestle? No. He doesn't need to wrestle. Triple H wants to wrestle. So I don't mind that he wants to wrestle, but it's not a necessity that he needs to wrestle. You could free a spot for something else up on the card. You could take Triple H away and put somebody else a little bit more deserving in that spot. Triple H has seen his WrestleManias. He doesn't need to be there if Rollins is not there. But if he wants to wrestle, at least have it make sense. So they got three choices if Triple H must wrestle at WrestleMania. They can find a way to force him into another feud, take the risk on Rollins' knee healing in time for April 2nd, or they can find an alternative match that makes sense for him rather than having to make more big changes to the WrestleMania card. I'd rather them go with the big changes to the WrestleMania card. I would rather them change the card because right now it is looking awful. That may be exactly what's happening, and WWE may be planning a surprise return. The idea of Batista returning to WWE for another match with Triple H has come up recently. On paper, Batista and Triple H doesn't seem like the answer to WWE's booking problems, but it could add another big money match to the card without having to make huge changes to force a feud between Triple H, Samoa Joe, Shane McMahon, or another WWE superstar. Instead, the Animal versus the Game would be another huge matchup. Now, I don't like it for the simple fact that you guys are probably thinking the same thing. Batista, who is clearly a part-time, not even a part-time guy, he's pretty much retired, but he has come back here and there, and he does talk about WWE frequently. He's always asked about it, but that would ultimately be WWE giving another semi-retired old act another major spot at WrestleMania over somebody a little bit more deserving. And who wants to see that? How much longer is WWE going to dip into the cookie jar and go with a retired talent for a big WrestleMania match? And the answer is they will never stop unless all these guys somehow, God forbid, drop dead, until WWE goes out of business, until all these guys are just too old to compete and they just can't physically do it anymore. WWE is always going to reach out to a Rock or a Batista or a Goldberg or a Lesnar or a Sting or a this or that or a who and this, They're always going to do that because they don't have any faith in any of their talent right now. They haven't put any effort into building anybody up as a major attraction. And this is what WWE does. They don't have faith. It boils down to they don't have faith in what they have right now. And WrestleMania, it's all about the entertainment. It's all about the big names in Hollywood. What about the fucking wrestling? You got some of the best fucking wrestlers on this earth. You mean to tell me you can't book a proper card with what you got now? You got to go out and get a Batista and a Goldberg and a fucking, Rock? Come on, bro. That is sheer fucking laziness right there. But I will tell you this. On top of the fucking Shane McMahons and the Samoa Joes and whoever else they're coming up with a solution here for Triple H, Sami Zayn makes sense as far as current WWE storylines go. But if you want to do the Dave Batista thing, it certainly makes sense. It really does make sense. The last time we seen Dave Batista on WWE television was in June of 2014. Okay? He put over Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania. Batista came in, won the Rumble. There was complete fucking backlash because WWE was pushing another part-timer. They were pushing Randy Orton versus Dave Batista for the main event of WrestleMania 30. They didn't want it. The fans didn't want it. It was a complete fucking nightmare. All anybody wanted was Daniel Bryan to get his moment in the sun, and that's what WWE was forced to do because we made enough noise for that to happen. So we pretty much altered WrestleMania 30. We got Triple H versus Daniel Bryan, and then we got Daniel Bryan versus Evolution in one night. And it was fucking fantastic. But Batista was in line for a WWE Championship run. And with the backlash to this, and Daniel Bryan winning the championship, he never got his opportunity. He never got his match. He was promised something, and then plans would change because they had no other choice. It was WWE's own fault. WWE, due to sheer fucking stupidity and ignorance and being stubborn and not listening to what the fucking fans wanted, they fucked over Dave Batista. And he knows that. Dave Batista was fucked over by WWE because they brought him in with promises of something, and it was never delivered because they themselves could not book properly going into WrestleMania 30. And he realized that. And they turned it into a fucking storyline. They gave us the Shield versus Evolution, and then that night following the pay-per-view, back in 2014, I believe it was Extreme Rules, or Backlash, one of them fucking pay-per-views, I don't remember. All I know is that Dave Batista was in the ring. He told Triple H, listen, I want my title shot. I don't want to go against the Shield again. You know, fuck this shit. I want what is owed to me, and that is a shot at Daniel Bryan. And Triple H said, well, listen, Daniel Bryan's hurt. He's not medically cleared. But, you know, I don't want to pick a fight that I can't win. Triple H was on this thing that he needs to win. He doesn't start shit unless he finishes it. And Dave Batista says, listen, I don't want to fight the Shield again. We did that. We did that already. I want what's owed to me. And then all of a sudden, he quit. Dropped the mic. He said goodbye. And he was done. And that was the last we've seen of Dave Batista. So it certainly makes sense if you want to relive that storyline from just a few years ago and relive it here in 2017. Batista comes in and pretty much says, listen, you know, you didn't give me what I wanted then. I'm back now. I'm back now. And I want you to give me what I want. You know? Fuck a Seth Rollins. He's hurt. You know, you'll have Triple H pretty much come out there and say, you know, what he usually says, that Rollins is done. There's nobody out there now that could stop me, or whatever the fuck you want to book. You know, however you want to script it. Well, it's easy. Bring Dave Batista in, and Dave Batista says, listen, you didn't give me what I wanted then. I'm here to take what I want now. And what I want is a match with you. It makes sense. If WWE can, you know, maneuver the way things are said and make sense of it, it certainly could make sense if you want to bring in Dave Batista. And it would be a great going away for Dave Batista because he did say that he wanted Triple H in his final match and to end his WWE career at WrestleMania with Triple H. I think it's a fitting end if you want to do that, but I don't think Dave Batista is going to come back. I don't think he cares, to be honest with you. They asked him to come back last year to be a fucking special guest referee, and he didn't want to do it. He's like, listen, this is all you got for me? I'd come back, but this is the best you got for me? It's not even worth it to become a special guest referee. Who the fuck cares? You know, if I'm not involved in something big, pretty much what he says, if I'm not making big money, then fuck you, I'm not coming back. So Batista has been very adamant about the political bullshit in WWE, the creative, the direction of the company. He doesn't like none of that political shit. He felt like they were not treating him the same as a John Cena. You know, John Cena is John Cena. You're not going to be treated like a John Cena. John Cena is on a completely different level than everybody else, unless you're a Triple H, you know? But Batista felt like the political bullshit at WWE was really holding the product back, and he didn't want to be around it anymore. That's the real reason why. And then his movie career was taken off. You know, Guardians of the Galaxy was fucking making mega millions. Batista was a fucking household name at that point. And he's going to continue to be. He's in Hollywood. He's continuing his dream of making it big in Hollywood, and it's only going to get bigger from here for him. So that's the reason why he left. Mixed with the political bullshit and then the obligations to Hollywood, there was no WWE time for Dave Batista. So it does make sense if they want to revisit that because of what happened when Dave Batista left in 2014. They could easily pick that back up and have that be a running thing. You know, not more so than a Seth Rollins situation, but that is the best case scenario if you want to do that with Dave Batista. Do I think Dave Batista is the best choice? No. I think Sami Zayn still is the best choice. But, I'm not the only one who thinks that, by the way. There are several others out there who think Sami Zayn and Triple H would make a great WrestleMania match and would fit into the fucking program. But I don't think WWE is going to give Sami Zayn the rub against Triple H at WrestleMania. So we're going to see what happens. The one thing that I do know is that they cannot rush Seth Rollins back. I think that would be a fucking massive mistake. You're going to potentially, risk this guy to be done completely. You do not take a risk on that. You have him get back to absolutely 100% the very best that he could be with the knee issue, and that is it. You do not rush him back and risk potential career-ending fucking situation for Seth Rollins. You can't do it. Can't do it. So, it's a tough pill to swallow, but he may have to miss WrestleMania to save his career. And that's the way you got to look at it. Do not rush him back. He is more important to you, after WrestleMania than he is for WrestleMania. Trust me, okay? Now, Dave Batista last year turned down a role with WrestleMania 32, WWE and WrestleMania 32 last year, because he didn't think it was important enough for him to make all the necessary commitments for a special guest referee spot, like I said, or just a brief cameo. Unfortunately, Batista hadn't had many flattering things to say about his last run with WWE back in 2014. He's shown little interest at all in another match for the foreseeable future, but that may change if this is presented to him. Batista still loves the WWE, he still loves wrestling, but it's the backstage politics and the creative that he does not like. I don't blame him. Triple H is good at mending fences and disgraced stars of the past. It's plausible that Batista would be willing to return to WWE television if things were made easy for him and the match was important to the card. In fact, another match with Triple H could be the answer to his woes with the WWE. Will the WWE treat Batista, the way he wants, and the lack of respect that they didn't turn him heel, they didn't know what to do with him creatively, is that going to improve if he comes back? The only way for Batista to gain that respect would be to go against someone they dislike or even more than him. By all appearances, Triple H is responsible for Samoa Joe injuring Seth Rollins. WWE officials could use that to bring Batista back to the WWE as the hero to bring Triple H down. They could do that as well. The truth is the WWE is fickle about Batista after his last run on WWE programming. He may not be able to regain favor with the fans, but WWE officials could find a way to make it easier for him to make an appearance before WrestleMania 33 and at least get the ball rolling and see what happens if the idea is there with Triple H. Down the line, something like Batista versus Triple H could be possible for WrestleMania 33. We're going to see what happens. I doubt it, but I honestly think WWE is going to be stupid enough to rush Seth Rollins back and go with that at WrestleMania. And that's going to fucking suck. If Rollins is not 100%, we're not going to get the match that we truly deserve, and it's just going to be half of what it should be. You should not risk it. You should not rush it. That's my take on that. But ideas are being floating around. Ideas are floating around, and ideas are being thrown around out there for Triple H. What does WWE do, and what road do they take? We're going to find out soon enough because we're about 50 some odd days to WrestleMania. John Cena and his historic title win is being downplayed by WWE for one very specific reason. Clearly, as you guys know, Royal Rumble, John Cena tied Ric Flair's record for most title wins in wrestling history after defeating AJ Styles for his 16th world title reign. But WWE's downplaying his historic title win for one very specific reason. Originally, Nature Boy was supposed to come down to the ring after Cena's win for a historic moment. But WWE officials scrapped that plan late, and Flair's cameo did not happen. It was canceled. Instead, the moment was big because it was history, and the great match between Cena and Styles put it over the top. WWE could have done a lot more to push the importance of the moment. On paper, the powers that be could be planning a much bigger celebration for John Cena's 17th title win, which you know is coming. If they got to 16, you know certainly 17 is looming in the future, which will definitely break Ric Flair's record. Arguably, that is the much bigger moment for wrestling history and for John Cena. There is a lot of speculation about John Cena's title reign heading into the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view and WrestleMania 33. Not many people are expecting it to last very long. And one reason for that is John Cena's commitments to other projects outside of WWE. He's filming a big movie this spring into the summer, so WWE might be looking to take the title off of him at the Elimination Chamber. Randy Orton's Royal Rumble victory later in the night at the Royal Rumble, now potentially has set up Cena versus Orton in Orlando. John Cena right now, the way you look at it, will defend the WWE Championship against Randy Orton. But on, February 12th, the Elimination Chamber, that's less than 2 weeks, he is going to be in the chamber defending that title. So whatever happens in that match clearly will have a direct correlation to what happens at WrestleMania. And he's rumored to lose it. It's been reported that WWE officials are planning for Bray Wyatt to become the WWE Champion at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. Afterward, he will defend the title against Randy Orton at WrestleMania 33, which is why Randy Orton won the Royal Rumble match. According to the rumors, Cena's 16th title reign will only last 2 weeks, which explains why WWE officials are downplaying his win on Sunday. A new report is claiming that WWE officials are locked into their plans for Orton versus Wyatt at WrestleMania, being for the WWE Championship. So there isn't a lot of need to bring attention to Cena's title reign that will only last for 2 weeks before he drops the title to Bray Wyatt. Logically, WWE's plans make sense, and then John Cena can move into whatever his match in Orlando turns out to be, which is still a big mystery to us. Nothing is official, but there are rumors. Samoa Joe, a mixed tag team match with Nikki Bella against Miz and Maurice. I heard a match with Baron Corbin is possible. Who the fuck knows? We don't know, and we won't know until after the Elimination Chamber. Now, apparently John Cena's opponent for WrestleMania has been chosen. However, we know it will not be The Undertaker. Based on rumors, like I said, Joe was the next choice. That clearly is not happening, being that Joe is on Monday Night Raw. But Cena's match, like I said, is leaning towards either Baron Corbin or a mixed tag team match with The Miz and Maurice, with Nikki Bella being his partner. Those are the two right now. At the Royal Rumble, John Cena won his 16th world title. Officials have intentionally downplayed this title win because they don't want him to look weak when he drops the title at the Elimination Chamber. So that seems to be the logic behind WWE's thinking. Why do they want Cena to win his historic 16th title win at the Royal Rumble rather than at WrestleMania? Hypothetically, WWE officials could have left the WWE Championship on AJ Styles and achieved the same result at the Elimination Chamber by having Bray Wyatt win the title. Technically, Cena didn't need to win the title at the Royal Rumble. The only reason why WWE officials booked him to win was to have a big moment at the much-hyped Royal Rumble event. But then why didn't WWE make a bigger deal out of the title change? All these questions clearly are looming. And we don't know anything. We don't know WWE's logic because it's WWE's logic. And half of the time, they don't make fucking sense. But I would have had AJ Styles win against John Cena. I would have had John Cena win the WWE Championship inside the Elimination Chamber. And then I would have had John Cena versus The Undertaker at WrestleMania. That was the plan. Why they steered away from that plan, I don't know. And then you can have AJ Styles lobby for a fucking title match, a rematch that he's owed. Listen, WrestleMania's coming up. I want my shot then and there. And he interjects himself into the Cena Undertaker match, making a triple threat. I mean, you can't get any bigger than fucking that. AJ Styles, with the year that he's had, come full circle. He's in WrestleMania's main event with The Undertaker and John Cena for the WWE Championship. How isn't that attractive to anybody in Stamford, Connecticut? That was the original fucking plan. But now look at where we are. AJ Styles potentially going against Shane McMahon. John Cena in a fucking mixed tag team match. And Roman Reigns now the one challenging The Undertaker. Can you believe that? I'm fucking speechless. What WrestleMania could have been to what it is now. I think I collectively made all of us sick by just that. By saying that. WWE logic. We don't know it. We don't understand it. And most of the time it doesn't make any sense. Unreal. Absolutely unreal. John Cena winning the WWE Championship at the Royal Rumble may prove to be a mistake in the long run. On paper, it was historic, but the reign will be forgettable. Because he won it. He beat somebody who clearly did not need to have the title taken off of him. They could have used this as fuel to get AJ into the main event of WrestleMania where he belongs. Because it was the Royal Rumble, they wanted to fucking give it to John Cena at the overly hyped Royal Rumble. But now, you're downplaying it because you're just going to take the title off of him. And the reign will be forgettable. So you made 16 a big deal. You talked about it being a big deal leading into this match, and then you're going to make people forget it. Doesn't make any fucking sense to me. It's really fucking ridiculous. If John Cena drops the title in 2 weeks, the WWE Universe will remember he was only a transitional champion. So AJ Styles was used as a fuckboy for the Royal Rumble. AJ Styles aided in John Cena being a transitional champion. AJ didn't deserve a WrestleMania main event after everything he did this year. We're going to go with Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton. Now, realistically, AJ could still be in the main event if WWE wants to choose that. He could be in a triple threat with Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton. You know? I fully expect AJ Styles to be in the championship picture following WrestleMania. I would love to see Bray Wyatt versus AJ Styles. I would love to see Bray turn face. I think he's got huge baby face potential. And that was brought out when he actually teamed with Roman Reigns on a Monday Night Raw. I think it was early last year. 2016 or late 2015, somewhere around there. But that really proved to me that Wyatt could be a huge babyface draw. And he did everything possible. The fans were eating out of his fucking hands that night. For whatever reason, I don't know. But it worked. I'd love to see a heel AJ versus a babyface Bray. Or I'd love to see a fucking a heel AJ versus a babyface Randy Orton. Those two matchups, a possible triple threat, very intriguing. No, but WWE, like I said, look at the WrestleMania that we got, and look at the WrestleMania that we're actually, thinking of before all this shit. From what it was to what it is now, holy shit, man. It's like the fucking 1992 Royal Rumble, and you're comparing it now to a fucking bullshit in your house pay-per-view. It's exactly what it is. Trash. Rey Mysterio. WWE making a huge, I don't know if they're making efforts to bring in Rey Mysterio, but he could be making a huge WWE return at WrestleMania 33. I actually pitched the idea for Rey Mysterio to be the one to challenge the King of the Cruiserweights, Neville, at WrestleMania 33. There were some people who threw the idea out that Kota Ibushi versus Neville would be a money match at WrestleMania. Listen, Rey Mysterio is a WWE guy. Rey Mysterio is a huge influence on the Smackdown audience. He was. He could still very well be. Huge merchandise seller. Huge with the kids, right? WWE would be foolish not to bring him back if he was still healthy and able to deliver and give them something worthwhile. I think a match with Neville, some might think it's below Rey Mysterio, but what are you really going to do with Rey Mysterio? I don't want to see him in a major program, Everybody is in a position where they could potentially be right now. Bray Wyatt, Randy Orton, AJ Styles. The top of the card is fine, You could always add another guy, but Rey Mysterio is not that guy. You got the Cruiserweights who are fucking floating in a sea of nothing right now on Monday Night Raw and 205 Live. Rey Mysterio could be the guy to take that division and that brand to the next fucking level. Huge steps forward. And I think that would be great. On top of that, you bring Rey Mysterio back. You got a fucking centerpiece to build that brand around. Austin Aries. Don't know why I said AJ Styles. Austin Aries could come back as a heel. I'd love to see a Rey Mysterio babyface versus Austin Aries heel dynamic. So you would have, realistically, at the top of the card, Neville. You would have Rey Mysterio and then Austin Aries. If you can't build a cruiserweight division around that, you're doing something fucking wrong. Or you clearly just don't give a shit. Or you're clearly clueless. But Mysterio could be making a WWE return. I pitched the idea for Mysterio versus Neville at WrestleMania 33. If this is true. He was supposed to be back at the Royal Rumble. There were rumors, big rumors going around that Mysterio was going to be back at the Royal Rumble. He was even hyping the Royal Rumble on his Twitter. But nothing came of that. So recently, Rey Mysterio has chosen to work with Lucha Underground and explore other opportunities over staying with WWE. Because he enjoys the in-ring style more than working the WWE style. However, a lot has changed in the industry since Mysterio was last in WWE. Part-timers are treated differently than they were 2 years ago. WrestleMania is around the corner, and Rey Mysterio may be back in a WWE ring by then. The reason why the rumor mill picked up that Mysterio could be returning to the WWE during the Royal Rumble match was due to a report that his contract with Lucha Underground has indeed expired, and he would be returning to WWE once his commitments outside of the company were finished. He appeared on 2 full seasons of the show, but his deal with the promotion ending means the doors of opportunity are open again. Last year at this time, there were rumors, that Mysterio was headed back to the company for WrestleMania 32. At that time, he was on the contract with AAA and Lucha Underground, but that was expired. Goldberg, Kurt Angle, and Rey Mysterio were all rumored for WWE returns. The only one left on that list is Rey Mysterio. Heading into the 2017 Royal Rumble match, Mysterio was still rumored. Now his name continues to come up for a potential return as WrestleMania 33 draws closer. As of this report, nothing is confirmed, but he is a free agent without a deal. Nothing is standing in his way of a return either. It's completely up to WWE and Rey Mysterio at this point if they want to get something done. The WWE Universe would welcome Rey Mysterio back with open arms. He is one of the most beloved faces in company history, but WWE's roster has changed dramatically over the past few years. There are many dream matches that would be perfect for WrestleMania. Mysterio has done it all in WWE, so helping put over some young talent would do wonders for WWE's roster, even if Rey's run is short. It might not be the first idea thrown around, but bringing in Rey Mysterio to 205 Live will give the program a massive boost for the show as WWE officials continue to struggle to get the show over with the fans. 205 Live isn't doing very well with the WWE right now, but Mysterio's involvement could be big enough to get fans to tune in if Mysterio has one match against someone like Neville, Jack Gallagher, or T.J. Perkins. I mentioned this on Out of Nowhere, and I mentioned this in several videos that I did with the Seth Rollins situation and, bringing in dream matchups or devising a plan for WrestleMania without Rollins there. This was one of my ideas, Rey Mysterio versus Neville for the Cruiserweight Championship. I think that would be a great boost to Neville if he could beat Rey Mysterio for the title at WrestleMania. Now, Mysterio on 205 Live might not be good to you, the fucking goon out there, but the way I see it is if you're having 205 Live after Smackdown every fucking week with people going home after they've seen the Ortons and the Cenas and the Styles and the Ambroses, right? Why would you stay and watch a Noam Dar? Why would you stay and watch another hour of wrestling to see a Arya Daivari? It makes no fucking sense. Now, if you entice people with a Rey Mysterio and you don't feature him on SmackDown, right, at all, and people are waiting to see Rey Mysterio, they might be more inclined to stay in the arena and watch 205 Live. That's the way I see it. Because there's nobody on 205 Live right now that people are saying, you know what, I'm going to stay the extra hour here and get my money's worth. They're not doing that. They're saying, you know what, we've seen everything we need to see. We're going to go home. We'll just watch this on the network. Instead of staying there, you could have Rey Mysterio come out and be the anchor for 205 Live for a babyface to challenge a heel Neville and give people a reason to stay in the arena and watch 205 Live as it's happening. That's the way I see it. I think Rey Mysterio would be perfect for that. Now, Rey Mysterio would easily make not only 205 Live better, but he would really bring interest back to the WWE product because of who he is. On paper, Mysterio may not even need to wrestle another match for WWE. Kurt Angle's recent return may not even include a match. We don't know. WWE officials could follow that pattern and simply let Mysterio be inducted into the Hall of Fame this year in Orlando. The point is that the door is wide open right now, and if both parties want to get something done, it could be done. I think it's a great idea, and I think it's WWE. I think WWE should honestly give some serious thought to this, big time, for WrestleMania. Real reason why Randy Orton won the Royal Rumble. And the one thing that I hated all fucking week was that people praised Roman Reigns being number 30. Randy Orton didn't have to win the Royal Rumble. He didn't have to eliminate Roman Reigns. People thought, Roman was there. It was brilliant booking. It was a great way to get Randy over so the fans didn't shit on the match. So your mentality going into this was, how can we save this match from being shit on instead of giving the fans something to be excited about? What type of delusional fucks are working in WWE? This is their mentality when they book the Royal Rumble. The first thing on their list of priorities is, how can we save this match from being shit on? Instead of booking originally, how can we make this match the most exciting? And how can we give the fans something that they are happy about when they leave the arena? Am I fucking out of my mind? I don't think so. But the real reason why Randy Orton won the Royal Rumble, he won the Royal Rumble match, as we all know. It was still a fucking response from the WWE fans because Orton has seen his day already. You know? We wanted somebody else, younger, somebody more deserving, or something that was going to give WrestleMania a massive main event that we're all excited about. None of that happened. However, WWE officials chose him to win because it will accomplish a lot more than just having the Viper in the main event of WrestleMania. The negativity from the WWE Universe as a result of Randy Orton winning the Royal Rumble doesn't come from his victory. It's more about where WWE programming is going next. Now, I automatically said I didn't have a problem with Randy Orton winning the Royal Rumble if indeed the plan, and WWE needs to, if this is the plan, go all in. I mean, WWE needs to be sitting at the fucking poker table, sitting down with that fucking shade and the fucking cold beverage right in front of them and the glasses on, right? And you're looking at a fucking flush. You got that club coming out on the fucking river. You got your fucking 5 clubs. Flush. You need to go all in. WWE needs to go all in on Bray Wyatt. Okay? That's what needs to happen. If that happens, I don't mind Randy Orton winning the Royal Rumble. If they don't do that, and they don't show me through storytelling and what they do for WrestleMania that Bray Wyatt is the priority here, and that's the reason why he gave Randy Orton the Royal Rumble win, I'm going to look back at this and say, you know what? That decision fucking sucked. But according to sources, it's being reported that a lot of the decision to have Randy Orton win the match was about the match he had with Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. The Viper was coming off an injury, agreed to do the match with Brock Lesnar, did not complain about the brutal finish that left him with a concussion in a pool of his own blood. Apparently, WWE officials appreciated how Randy didn't complain about the entire situation. I guess you could look at it that way, but, I mean, you could have went about it a different way, too. You could have gave the guy a hefty raise, you know? You didn't need to have him win the Royal Rumble because he was a good sport about fucking taking a hard shot to the head from Brock Lesnar. You could have compensated him in another way, man. Give him a hefty raise. Or a WWE Championship run somewhere in 2017. You didn't have to have him win the Royal Rumble. You know? That's why you got the lukewarm response for the Royal Rumble. People wanted somebody different. How do you think everybody felt going to sleep that night? You know, even though I don't think WWE's going to plan it, but right now it's there. Randy Orton versus John Cena for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. That was the main event after the Royal Rumble went off the air. So for everybody to give a lukewarm response to that, I don't blame them. You could have went about it in a completely different way. You could have rewarded him with a pay raise. You could give him a WWE Championship run later in 2017. Winning the Royal Rumble and taking that spot from somebody a little bit more deserving, a little bit more younger, or somebody else, in which would set up a fucking grand, can't-miss main event for WrestleMania. John Cena versus Undertaker. Or AJ Styles versus Undertaker. You know? Come on, bro. WWE continues to let us down each and every year with the Royal Rumble. So that is the reason there, okay? And kudos to Randy Orton. Good for him for being a loyal employee and a dedicated employee. That's what you want out of your fucking payroll, you know? Not only that, but Randy Orton's career has taken a very interesting turn since he joined the Wyatt family a few weeks back. A lot of people thought he would turn on them quickly, like Daniel Bryan did after a few weeks. But Orton has embraced the role, and it's given him a new life on SmackDown, which I agree with. Orton's looked great, and I've been very intrigued by what he brings to the Wyatt family stable. It's understandable why WWE officials gave him the win on Sunday, but it's all part of a bigger plan to do something at WrestleMania 33. During the Royal Rumble match, the implosion of the Wyatt family continued as Luke Harper began his face turn, if you want to consider it that. I do believe Luke Harper will be back in the Wyatt family, as he will be the one to be proven right about Randy Orton pretty much destroying them from the inside. So I think Luke Harper is right now on limbo, or in limbo, but he will be back with the Wyatts, and Bray Wyatt will see that Luke Harper all along was right, and he will confide in him again and apologize for his beatings that he's been giving Luke Harper. But right now, Luke Harper seemingly is on his own. Eventually, he was eliminated by somebody else, but the message was quite clear that the Eater of Worlds has chosen Randy Orton as his partner rather than the loyal Luke Harper. On paper, Wyatt was right. However, the conflict with Luke Harper is far from over. If Bray Wyatt does indeed win the WWE Championship and retains the championship at WrestleMania, which I do believe should be the case, like I said, you got to go all in with Bray Wyatt. If this is the reason, you got to go all in. You can't fucking be a pussy and, instead of going all in, here's a minimum bet at the table. No, you got to go all in here. Okay? I could see a Luke Harper versus Bray Wyatt title feud on SmackDown. I could see that headlining a minor SmackDown exclusive pay-per-view. I mean, everybody is, again, really wanted to see Luke Harper in a more elevated role. That could be his opportunity in 2017. There are a lot of different ways for WWE officials to book the breakup of the Wyatt family after the Royal Rumble. Obviously, Harper is the next feud for Randy Orton heading into Elimination Chamber, which will get a great thing for Luke Harper, as it will get him elevated to be in the ring with Randy Orton in a major role on the road to WrestleMania. The bigger question is, where does that leave Bray Wyatt after the Royal Rumble? Like we said, it's rumored that he will win the WWE Championship in less than 2 weeks from John Cena at the Elimination Chamber. And then there is rumors that he will be going on to fight Randy Orton for that title at WrestleMania. Now, John Cena and Randy Orton right now, the way you look at it, no matter how you look at it, is the main event for WrestleMania. Unofficially, because we don't know what happens. Gotta wait till the chamber to see where WWE goes with this. But their history together is well known. But the two men haven't wrestled for the WWE title at WrestleMania. As of this writing, WWE's creative plans are for Orton versus Wyatt to be the match for the title. But WWE officials have less than 2 weeks to change their minds, which they always do. On paper, Randy Orton winning the Royal Rumble may lead to a sizable push for Luke Harper, and the last push that Bray Wyatt needs to finally become a true main event star in WWE. But also, finally being the WWE Champion. Over time, the WWE Universe would forgive the lackluster Royal Rumble match if the WWE gives Bray Wyatt what he rightfully deserves. And I hope that is the case. So, according to the report, Orton won the Royal Rumble as a thank you for what he did with Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. Also, in the back of everybody's mind is Randy Orton wants to get the Wyatts where he believes they should be. Or Bray Wyatt by himself where he needs to be. But him helping out the Wyatt family shows how great Randy Orton is. Shows how much of a team player he is. Knows what he has to do. He's given, this business everything of him, and now he wants to give back. And Bray and Luke may be the ones to be the beneficiaries here of Randy Orton's generosity. And Randy Orton's, team player mentality. That's fucking great, man. That type of mentality, that's a number one pick in my opinion. Randy Orton is a superstar. And I hope that's the case. To get Bray Wyatt over at WrestleMania, like I said, you have to go all in. If that is the plan, if that is what Randy Orton wants, WWE cannot skimp on this. They can't go half-assed. It's either all in or don't do it at all. And I hope Bray Wyatt gets what he deserves. If that's the case, I'd love to see it at WrestleMania. Brock Lesnar and Goldberg getting special treatment from Vince McMahon. I know, get special treatment from Vince McMahon every fucking week on Monday Night Raw. But apparently Brock Lesnar and Goldberg are now the beneficiaries here of Vince McMahon. So, you guys know, Lesnar, Goldberg, all but confirmed for WrestleMania. Don't need to go into all that. We got Fastlane coming up. There are rumors that Vince McMahon is going to give Goldberg, and this is what the report is going to get into, McMahon giving this feud special treatment. He wants to make it huge. He is going to take the title off Kevin Owens, and he's going to have Goldberg destroy Kevin Owens at Fastlane for the Universal Championship, and he's going to enhance this match at WrestleMania with the Universal Championship. So not only will Brock Lesnar get his revenge on Goldberg, but he will get the main event spot at WrestleMania and become the Universal Champion. This is all being devised by Vince McMahon. Okay? Now, we've talked about this to no end. Goldberg's return to the WWE was originally supposed to be for one match with Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series. One and done. Lesnar was supposed to destroy him. Goldberg would then drive off into the sunset, only to return for an eventual Hall of Fame induction. Vince McMahon initially felt that a match with Lesnar and Shane McMahon was a much bigger attraction for WrestleMania. That was then. This is now. He was quickly proven wrong due to the response from Goldberg's appearances, and the two sides agreed to extend their arrangement. There has even been talk that Goldberg may stay all the way through 2018 WrestleMania. In any event, Vince and his creative staff were then allowed to book the stunning Survivor Series finish the way that they did, and continued in that vein during the Royal Rumble match. All was set up what is perceived to be a final showdown between Lesnar and Goldberg at WrestleMania. So everybody complaining about Lesnar being eliminated the way he was in quick fashion from Goldberg, this is all thanks to Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon is the one booking and handling this feud. Okay? It is all him. It's not ideas thrown from the creative staff and Vince says, okay, it's Vince writing it. It's Vince going full direction from Vince McMahon. Now, during the latest episode of Wrestling Observer Radio with Dave Meltzer and Brian Alvarez, it was noted that Vince is extremely hands-on with the Goldberg-Brock Lesnar feud and is giving it special treatment leading up to WrestleMania. Once they decided that Goldberg was staying, Vince has put extra thought into the program and has been responsible for all creative. Goes to show you what Vince McMahon thinks of his talent. If he is going to have Goldberg squash Kevin Owens, number one, what does that do to Kevin Owens? Number two, another part-timer with a major title in WWE, only to drop it to another part-timer. And what do you do when Lesnar wins the title? What do you do when Lesnar wins the title from Goldberg? I don't get it. You're gonna give it back to Roman Reigns? Is that what you're gonna do now? You're gonna have Lesnar beat Goldberg for the Universal title, and then you're gonna have Lesnar sparingly show up whenever the fuck he wants, which I don't mind. You know what? A lot of people shit all over Lesnar's last title reign when he beat John Cena. I fucking loved it. I loved his reign. Absolutely loved it. We got that great triple threat match out of it, right? At the Royal Rumble with Rollins and Cena. That match was fucking phenomenal. So Lesnar being a part-timer, then holding the WWE Championship, I didn't mind it. Because you know why? Lesnar and the caliber of athlete that he was, being booked the way he was, he legitimized that title reign. He legitimized that title. And the WWE Championship doesn't need to be on every fucking show. You know, you don't see NXT booking Nakamura on every show. Joe wasn't on every show. Balor wasn't on every show. They take an old school approach, which is the right way to do it with your major championships. This is the reason why we have television titles. This is the reason why we have an Intercontinental Championship. Those titles should be positioned as the main titles when the WWE Champion is not on television. No, but WWE doesn't do that. Same thing with Raw. Universal Champion doesn't need to be on every fucking show. He doesn't need to be showcased in fucking 6 segments across the night. You know? That's why you have a United States Championship. That is your fallback. Your United States Championship should be in the main event. That should be the title that's focused on. You don't need to have your main champion on every show. It legitimizes not only the fucking performer, but when he comes back, you know it's a big deal. You know that title is fucking important when it's actually being defended. Not having your fucking champion lose on a fucking just bullshit technicality because your shitty fucking creative doesn't have a fucking goddamn brain between them. You're gonna have Roman Reigns gain entry to a Universal Championship match because he beat the Universal fucking Champion. Instead of making your Universal Champion the most strongest character on your show, you have him lose, and you have him embarrassed at every fucking opportunity you got. They didn't do that with Lesnar. Now, Owens is not a Lesnar, but both men are holding major titles. It doesn't matter who's holding it. The titles should be treated with fucking prestige and respect. Lesnar brought that, not only to Raw, but to the heavyweight championship scene. And maybe, if Lesnar is the champion, maybe brought out a better Brock Lesnar. You know, I seen a stat the other day that Lesnar, I don't know what the time frame was, but I believe in his last 2 runs, I think dating back to when he broke the streak, he's wrestled a total of since then, he's wrestled a total of 18 minutes in total. Something like that. Maybe in 2016, 2017, leading up to this Goldberg shit, he wrestled a total of 17 minutes. 17 fucking... Most of that was at WrestleMania against Dean Ambrose. So, he went from 12 minutes at WrestleMania to whatever the fuck he did against Randy Orton, which was, 5 minutes? And then 60 seconds against Goldberg. Might have been 2017. 17, less than 20 minutes the man has wrestled in 2016, 2017. And he's making $6 million a year. That's why people hate him. You know why people hate him? Because he is using Vince McMahon. He is the boss when Vince McMahon and he sit down to negotiate contracts. Lesnar is the boss. Lesnar is the puppet master when it comes to Vince McMahon. Because I know, or any businessman would know, that you wrestled 17 fucking minutes for me in the last 2 years, dating back to WrestleMania last year. And you're making $6 million a year. On what fucking planet does that even compute? Clearly, I'm not getting my money's worth when it comes to you, you know? But that's what they did. They want Lesnar. They got him. And if you want him, you gotta pay him. Because Lesnar is not gonna come cheap. But Vince has put extra thought into the program. It's unclear whether Vince is removing himself from any other proposed feuds for WrestleMania. No. He's gonna be involved in everything. But he is devoting a lot of his energy to Brock and Bill Goldberg. It is worth recalling that McMahon was extremely disappointed the way Lesnar was used for WrestleMania 32. And despite injuries playing a major role in the lack of creative success last year, Vince felt that Lesnar was wasted at WrestleMania. He promised to himself and his staff that this would not happen again this year. Initially, he wanted Brock to face The Rock in what would have been an enormous match, but The Rock's schedule wouldn't allow for a program or a match. Then the chairman turned to his son, who had just provided the highlight of WrestleMania 32 by leaping off Hell in a Cell onto an announce table during his match with The Undertaker. When Vince realized the fans preferred Lesnar to face Goldberg over Shane McMahon at WrestleMania, as soon as it became a viable choice, he made the switch. The build will not only include the final chapter of the rivalry, but the two are expected to headline WrestleMania with the Universal Championship on the line. It certainly didn't hurt their cause when Paul Heyman delivered a fiery and effective promo on Monday night to kickstart the road to WrestleMania. You're either going to love it or you hate it. At this point, I don't give a shit. I honestly don't care. Clearly they know how to redeem Lesnar here. That's the only thing that I'm looking forward to. Lesnar being redeemed. Do I think he needs the fucking title again? No. Do I think Kevin Owens deserves to be fed to Bill Goldberg after being there all year? No. This is a CM Punk situation all over again. 430 days and then fed to The Rock, only for The Rock to drop it back to John Cena. Why couldn't we get CM Punk versus John Cena? Why did it have to be The Rock? You know, once in a lifetime, right? Twice in a lifetime. Nobody wanted the first time. I would have rather had Punk and Cena at WrestleMania because I know what they did previously was great. So who's to say they wouldn't deliver even better at WrestleMania? That's why you lost Punk. All he wanted was a fucking main event at WrestleMania. Couldn't give him that. He had to drop it to Dwayne. Right? Bullshit. WWE is, again, using the same formula. Having Owens drop it to a part-timer and then have it be ruined at WrestleMania. Only given right back to a part-timer that it doesn't even need. The feud doesn't even need it. But, for the sake of storytelling, Vince McMahon thinks this is going to redeem Lesnar. I want to see what he does with Lesnar after this. Because if Lesnar is redeemed, what are they going to use Brock Lesnar for on Monday Night Raw? Oh, that's right. The Roman Empire needs to feast. Roman versus Lesnar at SummerSlam. Guarantee it. Lesnar's dropping the title. They didn't do it at WrestleMania 31. They're going to do it at SummerSlam 2017. Mark my words. That's where they're going with this. Everything that you're reading and seeing and listening to has Roman Reigns in the underbelly of it. Everything, whether his name is not even mentioned in the report, everything is about Roman Reigns. Guarantee you. Gonna end this week's show. Samoa Joe being moved to SmackDown, rumored to start a huge feud for WrestleMania. Now, I don't know if I want to read this entire thing. It's a lot of just repeated bullshit. But you guys know Joe made his debut on Monday Night Raw. Rollins was hurt. He is the henchman now, or the destroyer for Triple H. Right? Original plans had Rollins facing Triple H at WrestleMania 33, but now that is up in the air. We don't know if he's going to be there or not. And everything needs to be changed. Okay? So plans for Joe right now are up in the air. Clearly, WWE wants him at WrestleMania. Clearly, the fans want him at WrestleMania. And we just don't know what he's going to be doing. Now, the way things are, plans supposedly are being proposed that Joe is going to move over to SmackDown and begin feuding with John Cena. That is one of the proposed ideas, being that Rollins might not make WrestleMania. We don't know yet. We're going to have to wait and see. Cena is preparing to defend his WWE Championship against everybody in the Elimination Chamber. It isn't expected to him or for him to leave the pay-per-view with the belt, but that right now is the other rumor that Cena will be dropping the belt to Wyatt so that he could face Randy Orton in the main event at WrestleMania 33. Days ago, Wrestling Inc. reported that Cena's match at this year's pay-per-view wouldn't be celebrated. That's where the rumors coming around that Cena versus Corbin, or Cena and Nikki Bella versus Miz and Maurice, with John Cena proposing to Nikki Bella and Nikki Bella retiring, or maybe a match with Dolph Ziggler with Nikki involved. I don't know. That was earlier this week. Now, PW Mania stated that a lot has changed since the last time we heard all of these rumors come about with Rollins being hurt. Okay? And it's mostly, like I said, due to Seth Rollins' injury. One of the big ideas floating around WWE right now is to have Samoa Joe moved to SmackDown through one storyline or another and be placed in a feud with John Cena to enhance WrestleMania 33. While there is still talk of Cena teaming with Nikki Bella to take on Miz and Maurice, nothing is confirmed. The Miz is one of 5 other superstars inside the chamber, with Ambrose, Wyatt, Corbin, and Styles to go against the WWE Champion. If that match ends up happening, then plans for Samoa Joe and Triple H are still up in the air. Now, Samoa Joe versus John Cena was reportedly seen as one of the top matches for months at WrestleMania. Then the former NXT champion made his debut on Raw as Triple H's destroyer, and it looked to be a permanent part of Raw's roster. Now, the injury to Rollins is one that no one could have helped, and it isn't anyone's fault, but it has caused a lot of confusion right now within WWE. Moving Joe to SmackDown and having him feud with John Cena would be a big money feud, which I would love to see. But how it would be explained somehow or another, there would have to be a reason that he showed up on Raw, but is really on SmackDown's roster. Now, how they come about that, I don't know what you could say or what you could do to make sense. I don't know. But some fans are worried that WWE would not put Joe over Cena in his first main roster feud. But let's not forget what happened with Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens was first brought up. He was the NXT champion. He went over John Cena. Now, he didn't really beat John Cena in the feud, but that first match, that first time on pay-per-view, he beat John Cena. Seth Rollins' knee injury may end up changing a lot of storylines and seriously altering WWE's plans for WrestleMania 33, but it may have set a new wheel in motion. If Joe is indeed moved to SmackDown Live and begins a feud with John Cena, fans would not necessarily be disappointed at all. And the only thing is that a lot is riding on the Elimination Chamber and who walks out with the WWE Championship around their waist. If Joe is fighting Cena at WrestleMania, then that could open up Triple H for Sami Zayn. You could put Finn Balor versus The Undertaker. You could do Roman versus Strowman. You could do Owens versus Jericho. Goldberg versus Lesnar. AJ Styles versus Shane McMahon. Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton. You could be looking at a better WrestleMania if you want to go with Joe versus Cena. But it's up to WWE. I don't think they're going to go through with it. I don't think Joe is going to SmackDown. I think Joe is going to be on Raw. Because honestly, when Nakamura is called up, Nakamura is going to SmackDown. And Joe's going to be on Raw. You can't have both of them on the same brand. Not going to work that way. You got to evenly distribute the talent. But I think Joe will remain on Raw. I think the best thing right now, logically, is for Balor to go one-on-one with Joe. If you're going to give us Reigns versus Undertaker, Balor versus Joe would be a great match at WrestleMania. They had great matches in NXT. No reason why they wouldn't do it at WrestleMania. So, I think that's where they should go with it. Where they go with it, I have no fucking idea. We're going to get a better sense of things on Raw. Joe will be on Raw. Rollins' situation will be addressed on Raw. Going to be an interesting Monday night for sure after the ending we seen this past week on Raw with Rollins being injured by the Destroyer himself, the Samoan submission machine, Samoa Joe. So, that is Off the Script, guys. Thank you so much for everything all weekend. If you guys are listening on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher Radio, Audio Boom, Google Play Music, and all other outlets, I thank you. If you guys are on iTunes, all I ask of you is if you rate it and leave me a comment, 5-star rating, always appreciated for the hard work that goes into Off the Script. I want to thank everybody for watching. I want to thank everybody that signed up for Audible. Remember, 30 days free trial of the service, audibletrial.com/offthescript. Make sure you guys get your free audio book and tweet at me at JD from NY206. Make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel if you have not done so already. Always something going on, whether it's a gameplay or an Off the Script extra video where we don't discuss something here on Off the Script, but I make a separate video about it. Make sure you guys are tuned in over there as well. Make sure you guys get your merchandise for WrestleMania ready. Barbershop Window, my official online store for Off the Script. Barbershop Window, the official partner of this very podcast. Make sure you guys get your merchandise today and look sharp going into WrestleMania 33. What else do we got, man? What else do I want to go over? Loot Crate. I should be getting the February Loot Crate very soon if you guys want to check that out. Link is in the description. My unique link. Use the coupon code JD from NY to save 10%. Patreon, if you guys want to support the podcast in any way, man. It could be as little as $1. Every little bit helps, man. If you can afford it, I would honestly greatly appreciate it. That's the best way to support the podcast. Patreon.com/JD from NY206. Plus, you're going to get Off the Script early when it is available, man. So that is one of the biggest perks for being a Patreon. If you guys can't wait to watch Off the Script and you want to be one of the few people to watch it early before it goes live at 11 a.m. on YouTube. But that's all I got, guys. Thank you so much for everything. I will be back on Monday with your official Raw review. Enjoy the Super Bowl, or if you're listening to this on iTunes, it would have happened already. I hope you guys had a great time. Other than that, guys, I'm JD. Hit that thumbs up and show some support. Leave a comment. Thumbs up the video on YouTube, and I will see you guys on Monday for Monday Night Raw and getting ready for a new week of WWE content. And the rumors are going to continue to fly about Joe and WrestleMania and Triple H and Seth Rollins and all this shit. Going to be very interesting to find out what happens on Monday Night Raw. I'm JD. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. And I'll see you right back here next week for more Off the Script. I'll talk to you later.